Are you small and skinny?
Uh-huh.
Do you need to be strong like this?
Yeah.
Then you need protein.
What's that?
Proteins are a chain of amino acids commonly found in meat and nuts. Protein makes up antibodies that fight disease and a hemoglobin that carry oxygen through the bloodstream. Eating protein helps develop muscle.
What happens if you don't eat protein?
I'm glad you asked. Lack of protein can cause muscle loss, change in skin pigment, lowered immune system, and eventually shock.
Oh, someone throw me a steak!
We see protein all around us all the time. This is because it is a structural component making up most of the living things around us. But what is protein? Protein is commonly thought of as a chemical found in things like meat, nuts, and eggs that build muscle and make us big and strong. But there is more to protein than you might think. Proteins are made of smaller building blocks called amino acids. There are 20 different types of amino acids, and while some proteins have several thousand amino acids, others have just a few. Amino acids are made out of a carbon atom surrounded by an amino group. The reason protein is able to build muscle is because it is a structural component in most things, but protein does many other things too. Protein also serves as transportation aids, enzymes, and cell signals.
So, yeah. This is a protein. In the body, they have 8 different kinds of proteins. The enzymatic proteins, the hormones, the receptor proteins, motor proteins, transport proteins, storage proteins, antibodies, and fibrous proteins. Enzymatic proteins accelerate metabolic processing in your cells, including liver functions, stomach digestion, blood clotting, and converting glycogen to glucose. Glucose is the natural sugar in your body, taken from anything you eat. Hormones are protein-based chemicals secreted by the cells of the endocrine glands. Usually transported through the blood, they act as messengers that send out instructions to every cell and organ in the body. Each hormone affects certain cells in your body. Receptor proteins are located on the outer part of the cells. They control the substances that enter and leave the cells, including water and nutrients. Kind of like this little guy, controlling everything that enters his country. Some receptors activate enzymes, while others stimulate endocrine glands to secrete insulin to regulate blood sugar levels. Motor proteins regulate the strength and speed of heart and muscle contractions. These proteins are actin and myosin. These two things create motor proteins and are the basis of them. Motor proteins can cause heart complications if they produce severe contractions. Transport proteins carry vital materials to the cells. What more is there to say? The hemoglobin, for example, carries oxygen to bodily tissues from the lungs when you breathe. Serum albumin carries fats in your bloodstream, while myoglobin absorbs oxygen from hemoglobin and then releases it to the muscles while you're moving them. Calmodin is another transport protein that facilitates the absorption of calcium from the intestinal walls. Storage proteins mainly store mineral ions such as potassium in your body. Iron, for example, is an ion required for the formation of hemoglobin, the main structural component of red cells. Ferritin, a storage protein, regulates the guards against the adverse effects of excess iron in your body. Antibodies are a core part of your immune system. These guys are white blood cells. They fight everything, keeping diseases at bay. Antibodies are formed in the white blood cells and attack bacteria, viruses, and other harmful microorganisms, rendering them inactive. Fibrous proteins are necessary components of your body. They include collagen, keratin, and elastin. Collagen forms a connective framework of everything you see here, plus more. Your muscles, bones, tendons, skin, and cartilage. Keratin is the main structural component in hair, nails, teeth, and skin. With those luscious locks right there.
So remember, you need to eat protein if you want.
Muscle, 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 what? Muscle, muscle.